Well, schools are just heading back from holiday break, and we're already seeing plans shift. Washington Local just announced a delay to return to class. We have Superintendent Dr. Kadee Anstadt with us today. So what's your district doing?
Well, after watching the data for the last couple of days, we made a decision this morning to give teachers a work day tomorrow in preparation for Thursday and Friday being remote learning days. We have a remote learning model ready to go at any time, and so we're going to implement that. We're at the change of the semester, so we really needed to give teachers kind of a day to get their new students in their classes and all of that. So we'll be a work day tomorrow, no students in session, and then Thursday and Friday will be remote learning days.
Now, you talked about you've been watching the data. My question to you is why make the switch? What data are you referring to?
So our highest staff number ever in the entire pandemic of staff with positive cases was 20. We are at 43 as of today. So, and that's even with the new rules from the CDC, we would still have more staff out than we could possibly handle from a management standpoint. And that's across the board. We're seeing that just not in teaching positions, but bus drivers, secretaries, custodians, across the board. We're seeing just so much spread and so many positive cases. We're not even in school yet, and people are starting to call in their kids. I think they probably would have done that more tomorrow when we were supposed to be back in session. And we're already up to almost as many positive cases as we've ever had among our students as well. And that's before we even hit the bricks, right? So we just knew we had to pause, put on the brakes, let this thing settle down a little bit before we came back to in-person learning.
So is there any contingency plan to find more substitute teachers or bus drivers? Because it's not like this magically stops tomorrow.
No, I mean, our hunt for bus drivers has been going on, I don't know, for a decade now. We continue to do that. We have hired more subs. We certainly have more people. Christina, I think you know, people are less likely to go to work when something like this happens, right? So even our subs are a little bit nervous about being in a classroom. So we really wanted to try to get this settled down after the holidays so that we could welcome everybody back and be a really healthy staff. But we're always looking for help, and our website is the perfect place to start.
Sure, you and everybody else throughout across the state of Ohio. As far as students returning, when they return to the physical classroom, will anything be changing within the Washington local schools?
So we've been masked up the entire time for the last several weeks. We took masks off 1 week and it turned into a positive case situation that we couldn't handle. So we've been masked up for some time. We'll continue to be masked up for the foreseeable future. 100% of our students and staff are in a universal masking policy. So not much changes there. We'll probably shift to the CDC guidelines at some point, but right now we're just going to stay with what we have.
Okay, and is the school district preparing for remote learning to extend as needed? And what's your criteria for that?
I think the good news is if we can shift pretty quickly. We watch our numbers very, very carefully. Obviously, it's a staffing issue. So even if teachers are okay, if we can't transport kids, that might be a consideration, right? So we just watch all the numbers every day, several times a day. Our COVID contact tracer and I are in contact consistently and watching those numbers. So our criteria is, can we safely staff? Can we welcome students in a safe manner? And that's really our criteria.
Well, Dr. Anstadt, thanks so much for being with us today, explaining those quick changes that many parents and staff members are experiencing as we head back to school.
Thank you.